Reason number 37, to call us to follow his example of lowliness and costly love. Religion says suffer to be saved. Work hard, beat yourself up, get yourself into shape, and then be saved. Christianity says, no. Salvation is a free gift. You can't earn it. You can't work for it. You can't suffer for it. It's given to you through faith in the Lord Jesus and what he did. That's what Christianity says. But 1 Peter chapter 2 says this: "For to this you have been called, because Christ also suffered for you, leaving you an example so that you might follow in his steps." So we are told to follow in the footsteps of Jesus. Now, what was Jesus like? Well, he was the King of Kings. He was the ruler of rulers. He was the ultimate authority in the world, and yet he bent down, denied himself, and washed his disciples' feet, took the position of a servant. He didn't come to be served, but to serve. He also came to die. He's the author of life. He breathed life into you and to me, and he breathes out his life on the cross in order to save us. That's what God's like. And how did the world treat him for being those things? Well, people spat on him. They chased him out of town. They beat him up, and ultimately they killed him. They hated him for it. And so, if we are being faithful to Jesus and following in his footsteps, then we can expect some of the similar things to happen to us. Now, why is it? Well, it's quite a long story. But in a nutshell, one of the ways you can look at it is because Jesus is the light of the world, and this is a dark world. And darkness hates the light. And that's why the world didn't recognize or know Jesus or love him when he came. He is the light of the world. He's God who is so wonderful and kind and made people and wants to know them and wants to come and save them. And the world hated him for it and wanted to kill him. And so if we're followers of that light, if we're in Jesus, if we are in the light of the world, then the dark world is going to hate us too. And so that's why we can expect to have some of the same suffering. And for us, these days, it looks like our friends, it's quite tame for us, to be honest, but our friends will sometimes discount us. Our friends will make fun of us. Our friends will exclude us. People will disrespect us. Will think we're slightly mad or mental. Might think, oh, bless them, they're just a Christian. They're good little Christian people. They might hate us. And being a Christian often means having to deny ourselves, which is hard, isn't it? Like, we have to say no to a whole lot of stuff that the world is screaming yes to. And we know that it's not good for us, but we still kind of want to do stuff and chase things and be like other people. And we have to say no to that. We've got to pick up our cross, deny ourselves, and follow the Lord Jesus. But the most amazing thing about this whole series is just the sheer amount of things that we've seen. 50 reasons. We've already seen 36 other ones so far. 36 reasons we've seen so far of why Jesus came to die. 36 things Jesus accomplished in being faithful to God through suffering, through being lowly. So look what God can do through your suffering, through your lowliness. If we are faithful to God and faithful to Jesus and we imitate him, we say no to ourselves, we suffer in this world because we're in the light, then God can do incredible things. Not only is he going to work in you, because it's sometimes through suffering that we are made perfect for that day. Our character is going to be matured. We're going to be made more godly. We're going to have greater patience and endurance. We're going to be sharper tools in God's toolbox to be used in this world. So many amazing things God can do through our suffering. And one day he's going to come and he's going to fix all of it. He's going to make a new world, no suffering. But in this world, we are to look at Jesus and to follow him. So let's be lowly. Let's serve each other. Let's not have our own interests first. Let's carry on saying no to things that our friends are like trying to get us to do or trying to get us to be like. And let's look at what Jesus accomplished on the cross through his lowliness and his costly love. And let's be like that.